Om Shri Sai Ram. I thank the rain god for visiting us. Before I begin, I place my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our Bhagawan Baba. A very happy birthday, Swami. Dear Swami, we express our gratitude for granting us the opportunity to celebrate your birthday at Golden Blossom, situated directly across your enchanting Brindavan ashram. We are indeed fortunate and blessed in our lifetime to be living next to you. Swami, please shower your blessings upon each one of us gathered here. May your words be spoken through your chosen speaker for today. May your divine influence be expressed through the actors performing in the dramas. May the artists singing and playing instruments be guided by your divine inspirations. And may the organizers of this event carry out their responsibilities with your blessings. For which Swami says, I am in you, around you, behind you, above you, and besides you. Having called upon Swami to oversee this event, I am honored to introduce our speaker for the day, Dr. Ravi Kumar, who is presently the Warden of Sri Sathya Institute of Higher Learning, Brindavan campus. Ravi Kumar, sir, in his fourth life year, met Swami's physical presence. A student of Balvikas, a speaker in the immediate presence of Bhagawan on numerous occasions, Bhagawan himself has mentored him. Sir has achieved a rare distinction of being Swami's student since its formative years, where he joined as an intermediate student, then went on to do his BSc, MSc, and subsequently completed his PhD in organic chemistry. Sir Ravi Kumar, sir, he came to Swami at the age of 4 years. After securing a doctorate degree and a gold medal from the divine hands of Bhagawan in the year 1990, Swami picked Ravi Kumar, sir, as a faculty member in the Department of Chemistry, Brindavan campus. Apart from various academic achievements, more importantly, sir was blessed to enjoy very close proximity and divine guidance from Swami on several occasions. Let us enjoy the Sai Leelas and bask in Swami's glory in the divine satsang with Dr. Ravi Kumar. I also invite all our audience who are present for today. Sai Ram. Ravi Kumar, sir.
Offering my humble salutations at Bhagawan's lotus feet, most beloved and dearest Bhagawan, respected elders, brothers and sisters. I first came to Brindavan almost 55 years back. I came at a time when this road used to be so empty that we used to have our 10 kilometers race on this road. But today, as they say, if you want to cross the road, you must be born on the other side. It's become that packed. There's so much of traffic. Amidst all this chaos, Swami has allowed blossoms, golden blossom to blossom here in its immediate proximity. Many years back, the famous poet D.R. Bendre, considered Rashtrakavi, he had come to Brindavan and he said, this is Panduranga Kshetra, he said. This is Panduranga Kshetra because Pandu means white, Ranga means, Kshetra means field. So he said this is Panduranga Kshetra. So to have the privilege of staying in this Panduranga Kshetra or in close proximity to it, definitely be a blessing of Swami. To be close to the avatar of the Lord is but the first step. When we come close to Him, first we have to be born in this world at a time when He was there, or near about like now. Salokhyam. Having been born at a time when he visited this planet, to also come to his immediate presence, that is a tremendous blessing. Salokhyam, Sanidhyam. That Sannidhi of the Lord is so beautiful. When we go to the temple, we talk of the Sannidhi of the Lord. But that Sannidhi in the temple is normally one way. You make your prayers, but you don't know whether it's heard. But in this Brindavan, it was like when you make the prayer, the response comes immediately. You know, not only make your prayers, Swami was one day telling, suppose in the bhajan, you sing Upper Shruti, you can see the reaction on Swami's face immediately. That fast it was, the reactions were such. So to be born in the same loka as the Lord, Salokhyam, then to come close to him physically when he takes a physical form, Sanidhyam. But that is not enough. We should also keep on contemplating about him, his mission, what he has come for, and so on. Just like Bharata did. You know, Bharata lived in Nandigrama and Rama was in the forest. 14 years later, when Rama arrived in Ayodhya, from the outskirts, he was received by Bharata. But people who had not seen Bharata all those 14 years mistook him for Rama. He looked so much like Rama that Bharata had to say, they used to bring garlands, he has to say, no, Lord is there, Lord is there. So Sarupyam, so we become like him. When we think more and more like of him, we become like him. And then of course the last one is Sayuchyam, when we merge in him. But the privilege of staying close to him sometimes has its deficiencies. What is it? We live close. Somebody was telling me when I went to Palani, his house was just a stone's throw from Palani. He said, you know sir, actually, even though we are so close, we go to the temple only when some guest like you comes. You know, that's what happens. Because it's so close, we think that we can reach. But luckily, you know, there are timely reminders Swami gives us, like the COVID. When the COVID comes, even if you're so near, you're so far. You can't cross the road to enter Brindavan. It was like that. You could only virtually touch him. Okay. So the Lord gives you that opportunity to come close to him. But what is the purpose of coming close to God? What is the benefit of coming close to God? It's like, what is the benefit of sitting near a fan? In a hot summer, you sit near a fan, you get cool breeze. The closer you are, the better the breeze. Or it's like sitting on a wet day, let's say, closer to the heater. How do you feel? You get the warmth. You like to go closer and closer till one day you would like the that insect, the firefly, the insect which would like to merge itself in the flames. Seeing the glory of the Lord, we want to merge in him. So when we see him more and more, we love him more and more. How can it be otherwise? And so that is the privilege that we get. Let me tell you a few experiences of the old Brindavan. Because when I came to Brindavan, as I mentioned to you, there was nothing here. I mean, forget the road outside, forget the golden blossom. The tree for the golden blossom had not been planted. It was that empty, this entire, for 10 kilometers here there was nothing. At that time, in fact, when I remember, Swami had gone to SSSIHL for inaugurating a temple. And when they were chanting Vedam here, I remember just a month before that, we had started our journey along the Vedic path. Our Sanskrit teacher said, why don't you all come and learn Vedam every day? We were shocked. We said, sir, can we learn? We always thought that you had to be schooled for 12 years or 15 years in a Pathshala to learn Vedam. For the first time, he was telling us that even boys who are studying science and commerce can learn Vedam. So we said, yes, sir, we would love to learn. So every day, lunchtime, 15 minutes we would keep apart. We would quickly finish our lunch and come so that he can teach us. I remember he taught us Purusha Suktam first. And hardly a month passed, and we got the chance, or the warden got the chance to tell Swami, these boys are learning Vedam. Swami is very happy. Avuna, chala santosham, chala. And that temple in SSSIHL was to be inaugurated by Swami. So Swami went from here. And can you imagine? We ran behind Swami's car all along. All of us. There was no traffic, nothing. And when we went there, we were in for a surprise because we had lot of, about almost 8 to 9 Vedic priests who had come from different parts of the state. And they were chanting Vedam so beautifully, so sonorously and in perfect accent. And then Swami told them to stop. And he said, my boys will now chant. And we chanted Purusha Suktam. We knew first Anuvakam, that's all. First Anuvakam of Purusha Suktam we chanted, and Swami said, bus, after some time, and he said, they know all the 4 Vedam. We only knew V-E-D-E-A means Veda. That's all. But that is the pride of a mother. That is how Swami started us on this journey to learn Vedam. Okay. And this is how everything that we have learned in our lives, we have learned from Swami. In those days, it used to be so difficult. I remember there were no hospitals anywhere nearby. We had a dog in the hostel, very ferocious dog. Ranger, its name was. And our hostel consisted of 2 tiers, the ground floor and the first floor. And all of us new boys were scared to go upstairs, because the dog was there. It was a garage which was turned into a hostel. There was one classmate of mine who said, I know how to handle dogs. And so every day he started putting biscuits, kind of bribing the dog into friendship. And when he was confident enough, he went close to it. And one day the dog decided that enough was enough and bit him. It was late in the night, 8 o'clock. We didn't know what to do. There were no hospitals nearby. I remember the warden ran to Swami, and Swami sent his Benz car, for this fellow to be taken to Hoskote, because there was one nursing home there at that time. So those were the times. I also remember when the general hospital started in 1977, 78, it was a Ganesh Chaturthi. And when we went there, it was just a small hospital that Swami started. In fact, Swami had told Rajeshwari Amma that my hospital is there in Whitefield, and she was an internationally famous expert. So she went and searched everywhere, thinking that it would be a big hospital. And finally, Swami came and asked her, what are you searching for? Swami, I'm looking for a big building. Swami said, one room was there. This is the hospital. But a day would come when the Prime Minister of India, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, would say that this is a palace. This is a palace for poor people that Swami has built, where you will get medicine and you will also get love. Dawa bhi milega, dua bhi milega, he said. So, particularly for all those who are in Golden Blossom, right close at hand, you can see 2 miracles of Swami in concrete. You can see across, you can see the ashram, you can see the education system which Swami built up. The entire education system, in fact, Brindavan was built just like every other campus, but Brindavan was the first men's college built brick by Swami. I remember first few days, Swami had come up to that garage, and Swami said, Swami sat along with the other boys who were there. The first batch consisted of only 12 boys. He sat with them and he would discuss everything with them. And so he said, don't you think it will be nice if you have an altar here? They were all dying to do what he wanted them to do, and they all, yes, sir, yes, Swami, definitely. And they wanted to arrange altar. Swami sat there and told them how to arrange. Then he said, in the morning, have your Suprabhatam here. Then go for a jogging session. He said, go along this. In those days, there were only paddy fields everywhere here. He said, go like this. Then you will come across a stream. Next to Sai Gardens, we have a stream. And Swami said, after you jog there, sit down there and enjoy the beauty of nature. That's what he said. Enjoy the beauty of nature. After some time, you jog back. And you would have had your exercise, you will be ready for a cold water bath. In those days, we used to have a cold water bath, and hot water was unknown. Just like fans were unknown in Bangalore those days. I remember as late as 1992 or 93, fans came first to Brindavan. Before that, there were no fans. Okay, so Swami would tell us minute things like that. He set the schedule, how the college, the hostel should run, And then he came one day and taught us Brahmarpanam. He came for one lunch. And then he said, today I'm going to teach you 3 slokas. Okay. And he spoke about these 3 slokas, 2 of them from Bhagavad Gita. He said, see, these 3 slokas are very, very important. The first 2, he said, in the first one you offer everything to Brahma. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, like that, everything you offer to Brahman. You remind yourself that everything is Brahman. Okay. And then the second one is the Lord answers you from within. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashataya. In the body of all the beings, I am present, okay, as Vaishvanara, as the digestive power. Okay. And I will digest all the various kinds of food, the 4 types of food, and send it to the various limbs as energy. And then Swami said, where is the necessity to have this kind of a prayer? Swami said. And he answered this by saying, see, the food that you eat decides the kind of mind that you have. The subtle part of the food that you physically eat becomes the mind. Okay? And that takes you to God. Jai say an, I say man, Swami said. As your food, like that your mind. Okay? So the food head God. And then he said, in today's world, you're not sure of anything. You're not sure of the purity of anything. The food that you eat, you're not sure whether it's adulterated. Okay? You're not sure whether it's not adulterated. So the adulteration almost we are sure. What it is adulterated with, you don't know. And it is very, very important that the food is purchased with money which is earned properly. Okay? And the person who supplies it to you, he should also have good intentions. Okay? So Swami said, Padartha Shuddhi should be there. Then Patra Shuddhi, the person who cleans the vessel, the maid servant or whoever, should clean the vessel properly, because otherwise food poisoning can be there. And then he said, Padartha Shuddhi, Patra Shuddhi, and the Paka Shuddhi. He said, the person who cooks should have good intentions. And then Swami narrated one incident. There was this very well-known Swamiji in Rishikesh. And he said, one of his followers invited him to his house, a very wealthy follower. And so this man went to his house and he had spread out a very grand feast. And everything, all the plates and glasses were either in silver or gold. And suddenly, the Swamiji got an idea. The idea was very simple. It was to develop the ashram only. That's what he thought. So he just pocketed a gold spoon. And when he finished his food and came back, he was filled with remorse. What did I do? Why did I steal this gold spoon? So he went back to that man and returned it to him and said, please forgive me, but I want to know who cooked this food. And then it was investigated. That man found that his wife had not cooked. The neighboring lady had cooked the food, and she had this tendency of pinching things. So Swami said it was conveyed to this man through the food. So it is so important that the food you eat should be. And of course the third one was Asatoma Sadgamaya. So Swami taught us all these 3 slokas. 1 week later we had a dinner with Swami. And we chanted Brahmarpanam and Aham Vaishvanaru Bhutva and Asatoma and all. And Swami said, hey, Asatoma Tisayandi, he said. Remove off Asatoma because food is becoming cold for you. That was the Mother Swami speaking. The Supreme Mother who taught us, and the physical mother, right? So that was Swami who taught us that. I also remember another instant which happened. We used to have just one cook and one helper. It was a small hostel. And so we also used to chip in with cutting vegetables, rolling chapatis and all that. So one day Swami came to the hostel early in the morning. He used to come at 5:30 in the morning. Okay. Particularly when the Walter Cohen block was being built. Swami told the devotees, don't come for darshan because work is going on. But in spite of that, so many devotees would come. So Swami found that if he comes early in the morning, then he can go around without any crowds. So he used to come at 5:30 in the morning. And one day he came to the kitchen, we were all rolling chapatis. He asked us, what are you doing? Swami, we are making puri. Wow, puri chestunara. And he said, Yemira idi, map laga undi, he said. We were making puri in our own, with our own topography. And so Swami took one of those and folded it. And we had a cook by name Ramarao. That person, a wonderful cook. He passed away just a couple of years back at 100 years. Swami asked him to fry it because oil was ready. Swami just tapped the edges, fry it. So he immediately understood that Swami wants it to be a kajikaya. Kajikaya is a sweet which is made like that, like a semicircle. So he said, Swami, dantlo purnam veiledu Swami. That purnam, that sweet stuffing, is not good. Say, Swami said. So he fried it, took it out, cooled it, and when he gave it to Swami, Swami broke it. Sweet was already there in that. And then Swami said something which has remained with me. Swami said, whatever my hand touches will become Purnam. Whatever my hand touches will become Purnam. Our lives are all examples of that. He has touched our lives and we have all grown. And whatever prosperity, whatever plenty that we have is a sign of His blessing. On this most wonderful occasion, when we are paying our homage to Swami, we are paying our gratitude to Swami. What do we thank Him for? I don't know what we can thank Him for, because everything that we have is His grace. This chance to even thank Him is from the breath given by Him. Swami was one day telling, the breath keeps on reminding you 21,600 times in a day. So hum, You are God. You are God. And I have kept your nose so close to your ear, but still you don't hear, he said. You know, it keeps reminding us that we are him. So as we pay our gratitude to Swami, what is the best way that we can wish him a happy birthday? By making sure that he takes birth in our hearts. How does Swami take birth in our hearts? As goodness, as positivity, as kindness, as compassion, you know, a feeling of service. These are the ways in which Swami takes birth in our hearts. And when that Swami is born in our hearts, how can we be anything but happy? You know? So that is the happy birthday wish that we can offer to Swami, offer at his lotus feet, and thank him for being born in our lives. What would our lives have been without his grace? What would we be without him? We are what we are, every bit of us, because of his grace. When he is born in our hearts, happiness is automatically born in our hearts. And that happiness we can share with everyone around us and be blissful throughout our lives. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Bye.
Madam, thank you, sir, for wonderful experiences shared with us. And the best relation with Swami, we always refer to him as our mother. And you reminded us again and again about it. Thank you for sharing the OTPs to receive Sai's blessings, how to invite us in our hearts.